Hello everybody and welcome to another puzzle challenge video for ChessUniversity.com. This is Ryan Murphy, and on the screen right now you'll see a puzzle where it's white to play and win. This is the puzzle from yesterday, for which I'm going to review the solution in just a moment. But in case you haven't solved it already and you want a chance, make sure you pause the video now, try to find the best move for white. Okay, I will assume everyone's had a chance to pause and has thought about the solution. The best move in this position for white is to take advantage of this knight in the center, which surprisingly is actually trapped. Every square that it could possibly go to is occupied either by a black piece or is controlled by a white piece. So the move c3 very nicely traps the knight in the center of the board. Very important is that the bishop covers the b3 square, so the knight can't escape this way. So c3 simply wins the knight, and after this white has a completely winning position. So hopefully people were able to find that one. And now I'm going to move on to today's new puzzle, which is still a puzzle intended for beginner players, but it's a different theme than yesterday's. So from this position that you see on your screen now, it should be white to play and win. White has a good position regardless, but there's one move which is stronger than the others by quite a margin, and it's also a very common type of tactic. Okay, this game was He against Wang, so a 15 against 1700 level player on chess.com. Played a couple months back. And yeah, this is about to be the 32nd move for white. So we're going to, as usual, flip back to the start of the game to see how it got to this point. Okay. So the game began as a Sicilian, in fact, an open Sicilian. And this variation is called the Sveshnikov. So black is weakening their d5 square, because now there's no pawn that could ever protect this square, but they are staking out space in the center, getting a grip on the d4 square. Knight db5, this is the best move. The idea is to go knight d6 check if black does not prevent it, which would either win the important dark square bishop or stop black from being able to castle. So d6 is practically forced. It's the best move by far here. Bishop g5, pinning the knight. In the most recent World Championship match, or at least at the time of the recording of this video, the Carlsen-Caruana match, a new move was introduced, or not, it wasn't new, but it became more trendy after the match, which was this move knight d5, which threatens to fork on c7, and basically transforms the structure into this one, which you can see, you get this type of pawn structure a lot in the Najdorfs, different Najdorfs where black plays e5, and the main plans are for white to push on the queen side, eventually get c5 to break through in the center, and black's looking to castle short usually, and then play f5 and get a kingside attack. Okay, anyway, so bishop g5, this is the most common move throughout the history of this opening being played at high level. a6, knight goes back, b5, now black threatens the move b4, so white has to react. They move one of the knights out of the way. Bishop e7, takes, and bishop to d3. I think here the big choice is between the move c3 and c4. Those are the two main branches of this opening. I think there are other moves as well, but c3 is a bit more reserved. It contains the pawn so that b4 can be captured, and also both moves actually pave the way for knight c2, knight e3, which would reinforce the knight on d5. Okay, the bishop d3 was played, not the most common move. Castles, knight takes f6. I'm not a huge fan of this trade, to be honest, because a lot of the times this bishop ends up spending more tempi either coming back here to defend this pawn or going to g5 in order to swap itself for a knight. So the fact that white is taking a tempo to make a trade that black would usually burn a couple tempi trying to arrange means that it's probably just giving black more what they want. So knight takes f6, queen takes f6, castles. Black already has, I think, a pretty good position. Rook b8 played. This move's not strictly necessary. I think developing this bishop was a bit more prudent. Like bishop e6 seems like a very common place to develop the bishop. Also pretty safe and stable square. Also protects the d5 square. Another move which fits a little bit more in the position would be rook d8 because it lines up with the queen. Also just protects this tiny weakness on d6. But rook b8 can't be so bad. c3 played. bishop to b7, knight to c2, trying to go towards the d5 square. Now knight to e7, knight to e3, queen to g6, and f3. f3 is just defending, once again, the pawn on e4. A spicy move here, which would have been pretty strong actually, would be the move a4, and this is actually quite typical in this type of position where white's trying to open up and use this advanced pawn chain here to break open space for counterplay. But of course, it would allow you'd have to calculate bishop takes e4 and how this all shakes out. But turns out that opening the position in this way does give white interesting play, because the remaining pawns for black are perhaps easy to target, but that would have been complicated. So queen e6, bishop to c2, probably trying to go bishop to b3, maybe also trying to support a4 more, although that's not really necessary. Probably here just a4 straight away was good for white. Bishop c2, knight g6, bishop b3, queen d7, and knight d5. So white does finally achieve a good piece on d5. Knight f4, trying to exchange this piece. Rook to f2, looking to play rook d2, probably, if I had to assume. And now b4. c4, king h8. Usually this indicates that black wants to push the f-pawn, which is kind of risky, honestly, because even though they've unpinned themselves, it would still leave the diagonal very weak. But they play it anyway. Now queen to d2, b3, takes, takes, and takes. So black lost the pawn on a6, but they have some active pieces, and I'm sure time's getting very low, so it's very tricky at this point. So knight d3, yeah, black is very active now. Pawn takes. Obviously we can't take with the pawn, because that would leave the back rank hanging with checkmate, so bishop takes is forced. Now the knight is hanging on d3. Knight c5 was played. Now rook take d6. And now white is winning, of course. White is material up, and they have this strong control over the d file. And after queen c7, bishop b1, knight to a4, we have our key position. So hopefully you guys can find it, white to play and win. I'll leave you guys here. If you want to check out the official post on chessuniversity.com, see the link in the YouTube description, which is where you should leave your comment if you want rewards points on the website. So please check that out if it's interesting to you, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Thank you for watching.